Now we go to the next slide. So there is another type of liquid crystal called cholesteric liquid crystal. Look here, mystyrate solid, when it is heated to 72 degrees centigrade, it becomes smectic liquid crystal. Then at 78 degrees centigrade, it becomes nematic liquid crystal. Then at 83 degrees centigrade, it becomes a true melting point, becomes a completely transparent liquid. Similarly, ethyl anisole para-amino-cinnamate is a solid crystal. At 83 degrees centigrade, becomes a smectic phase 1. At 91 degrees centigrade, smectic phase 2. At 118 degrees centigrade, nematic phase, and then 139 degrees centigrade, liquid phase. See, there are how many phase changes? Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. In 5 different phases, this particular crystal exists. So cholesteric liquid crystal, they are all optically active compounds and nematic, but they show strong color effects with the polarized light. And they have layer structures like smectic liquid crystals. But only thing is each layer is of 500 to 5000 molecular thick. And the cholesterol benzoate is showing these transitions at 145 degrees centigrade and 178 degrees centigrade. These are all some extra information about the cholesteric liquid crystals. The next thing is very important. This is very important idea. What is the theory behind the liquid crystals? First of all, people saw the liquid crystal to be opaque, or it is having some turbidity. Immediately people believed that the turbidity is due to heterogeneous nature of the substance. Heterogeneous means, suppose you are taking a liquid water in which you add some other clay-like substance or some colloidal substance. Now the system becomes a turbid. So it is a turbid because of the heterogeneity. It is not homogeneous. It is heterogeneous, like emulsion. It is heterogeneous. But people wanted to observe the turbid liquid through a microscope. When they saw it through the microscope, they could not find any particle over there. And some people tried to filter it because they thought that the turbidity is because of some precipitate or some other colloidal substance. So they wanted to filter it. So on filtration also, they did not get anything. So after a long time, so first of all, people assumed that the turbidity of the liquid crystals is due to the heterogeneous nature, and it is because of the presence of emulsion like a substance. But they examined the substance under microscope and they could not find any particles. And also they filtered, even through filtration, they could not get any suspended particles. So a scientist called Lehmann, after a long time, he said that the liquid crystals are completely homogeneous, but they show some optical effects. It is a homogeneous system, but they show some optical effects. How these optical effects are caused, or what is the reason for the optical effects in a homogeneous system, for which a man called Bose, he gave a theory called the SWAM theory. SWAM means a little group, a small groups. SWAM theory. You know one thing, the liquid crystals are made up of long chain compounds. Long chain organic compounds. I have already told you what are all the end functional groups and what are all the in-between middle functional groups which are to be present to make the long chain organic compounds a liquid crystal. They are made up of long chains. Therefore, free rotation is completely restricted. So what happens? these long chain compounds are trying to be parallel to each other. So a small group of the long chain compounds will align themselves in a parallel fashion, and they form a small group in the bulk, which is called a swarm. Then in another direction, another swarm will be formed. In another direction, another swarm will be formed. So look here, look at the first picture. Suppose if you take the first three layers, these layers are parallel to each other. These are all long chain organic compounds. Now this is a swarm. And look at the next layer. Here, these long chain organic compounds, this is a swarm. Look at here, this is another swarm. This is another swarm. Look here, each swarm is containing number of molecules, but they are parallel. But no two swarms are parallel. So here is a swarm, here is a swarm. Like this, several swarms are there. As these swarms are oriented in various directions, the crystal is found to be anisotropic. So each swarm contains several molecules, and each swarm acts as a single crystal. Now this swarm acts as a crystal, this swarm acts as a crystal, this swarm acts as a crystal, but these crystals are in a random distribution. So look here, each swarm is acting as a crystal, and these crystals are in a random distribution. If you look at this swarm alone, this swarm is completely transparent. But when the light goes from this swarm to the other swarm, here the direction is changed. So this is transparent in another direction, whereas this swarm is transparent in another direction. But when you heat, what will happen? All the swarms will break and all the crystals will be randomly distributed. Now it becomes isotropic and it is completely transparent. Why the why the smectic phase is turbid? Because of the swarms having different orientations. Each swarm is containing number of molecules, but each swarm is acting as a transparent crystal. Now look here. So the turbidity is because of the scattering of the light at the boundaries between various swarms. Look here. Suppose light comes here, it goes transparent here, but when heat comes, it meets another swarm of a different angle, so it gets scattered. It goes here, another type of swarm. So when the light goes into this system, getting double reflected, refracted, and all that changes, and finally the entire system is looking like a turbid system. It's looking like a turbid system. But when it is heated, all the crystals will get out of the swarm and they will be randomly distributed. So when the light comes, it simply goes through as a liquid, completely transparent liquid. That is what is explained here. So turbidity is because of the scattering of the light at the boundaries between the various swarms. This is something like, see, the glass is completely transparent, but a finely powdered glass will be somewhat opaque. It is because every particle of the glass piece is transparent, but these glass pieces put together, they are all making a turbid-like structure. So when the temperature increases, molecular motion increases. So there is exchange of molecules among the swarms. So swarms become smaller and smaller. When the swarm is much smaller than half the wavelength of the light, when it is smaller than half the wavelength of the light cannot be scattered by the swarm. At that condition, light becomes totally, the crystal becomes totally transparent. And therefore, the double refraction, anisotropy, they all will get converted into single refraction and isotropy. So this is the theory, swarm theory of liquid crystals. I suppose you understand. Let me repeat so that you will understand better. See, the long chain organic compounds cannot have free rotation. The rotation is restricted. So these compounds will form a parallel groups, and the parallel groups are called a swarm. So here is a swarm, here is another swarm, here is another swarm, here is another swarm. And because of the swarms present in different directions, it is totally anisotropic. On heating, what happens? All the swarms will vanish and they all mix up together, and you are getting an isotropic structure. And each swarm is acting as a crystal, completely transparent. But when other swarm is present besides that, In the entry boundaries, there is reflection and refraction and multiple reflection. So because of that, in a randomly distributed swamps, the system is turbid. So on increasing the temperature, the molecular motion increases. So exchange of the molecules among the swamps takes place. So swamps becomes smaller and smaller. And finally, when the swamp is less than half the wavelength of the light, no scattering is affected. So the system becomes totally transparent. So the double refraction, anisotropy, they are all becoming single refraction and isotropy. But there is a failure. There are two important ideas. In one idea, the theory is a failure. Another idea favors the theory. What is that one idea? Suppose if you look at here, when I am rising the temperature, slowly molecular exchanges are taking place among the swamps. Means what will happen? Slowly the turbidity will appear. The disappearance of the turbidity will be very slow, because slowly the molecules are getting added to the neighboring swamp and the swamp size is decreasing and finally the swamp completely vanishes. So what should happen? When you rise the temperature, the disappearance of the turbidity should be very slow. But actually, practically what happens, the transparency takes place at a particular temperature suddenly. So this particular idea was not explained by the theory. But if a sudden disappearance takes place, what should happen? The vapor pressure should suddenly increase with the temperature. But when you take the pressure and the temperature curve, you are able to observe that the vapor pressure increases gradually. So the gradual increase in the vapor pressure with the temperature favors the theory, but a sudden disappearance of the turbidity is not favoring the theory. And also all the long chain compounds of organic chemistry, they are not forming single crystals. Even this point is not understood or is not explained by the theory proposed. So these are all the three important things about this theory, swamp theory. Now look here, how the molecular arrangement is seen in the smectic, nematic and the clear liquid crystals. Look here, in smectic crystal, this is something like this. Molecules are forming parallel layers. See, this is a layer, this is another layer, this is another layer. So layer after layer, the layers are placed in a regular distanced spaces. So inside the layer, there is not regularly spaced. The molecules are not regularly spaced. So it shows anisotropy. But in nematic crystals, the layers are parallel, but there are no layers. All the molecules are uniformly distributed in parallel fashion. So arrangement is irregular in between. So the molecules are having greater freedom for motion in nematic, but in smectic, they are all bound together in layers. That is why the motion of molecules in the smectic liquid crystal is non-Newtonian, whereas in nematic liquid crystal, the motion is Newtonian. So this also shows anisotropy because of the directional variation in the physical parameters. When it is further heated, the molecules move in a very random motion. So molecules are scattered in all directions. So fully isotropic, no anisotropy is observed. And another important application is industrial lubricants. See, whenever parallel molecules are seen, they can work as lubricants. So in most of the industries, the lubricants used are in mesomorphic state. And also the proteins and fats which we are eating, suppose if they become mesomorphic before digestion, then assimilation will be very easy. So these are all the two applications of the molecular arrangements in the liquid crystals. So with this, we are completing the liquid crystals. Any doubt?